Yeah, hello everybody and welcome back to Workers and Resources. So we got the power plant up and running in the last episode. Money's coming in nicely, although it's stopped for a second. That's probably because we've run out of staff. Oops. Yeah, that's... The only problem is I keep running out of power every now and again. Is there a bus coming? Is there a bus? Have you got workers? Yes. Come on, hurry up. Yeah, the only downside to this is I haven't got enough workers getting up here, and I don't want to put any more buses on. There's already 4 on there anyway. They are going up here as well, which is making the time a bit longer. Go on, some people. Yes, there we go. Go and get the power on, please. Costing me money. Speaking of money, let's leave that on play. Just want to make sure these get in here alright. There we go. Right, speaking of money, last month it was 24,000 up, but I spent 70,000 on vehicles. We actually exported 124,000 worth of materials, so 30 power, 50 clothes and about 50 in alcohol, food and meat, so 125 nearly, and we spent 27 on resources. So without me spending the money on the vehicles I would have made about 100 grand last month. The vehicles I bought were just some extra trucks for in here mainly. I think 2 excavators and 3 flatbeds I bought. I only had 2 I think. Or was it an excavator and a bulldozer I think maybe. So I've got 6 large flatbeds, I've got 4 excavators, 4 bulldozers, I've got 2 small flatbeds, a paver and a roller. I am going to move them back to the other yard, this yard down here, this construction office, when I start building down here, which is probably going to get some of it done in this episode. I'm not going to get the whole city done in this episode. It's going to be a sort of a few more bits and pieces, a few more needs to go in here. I was thinking of having a radio station down here as well eventually, not just yet though. I need to get steel mill and all that up and running. Before I do that, I want to get Kilbroysk up and running, and then we can start bringing the workers from here instead, which will mean I've got a lot more regular staff in the power plant. The mine's fine, even running out of workers from time to time, it doesn't matter because we're absolutely full of coal anyway. I want to get the brick factory in. I'm going to do that this episode. So that's going to get done first. Brick factory and a storage yard for bricks. Then move the construction crew back down here. I'm going to keep this office here. I'm probably going to put another farm in later to supplement these, especially when we need a bit more food. Alcohol I'm probably just going to keep selling. I don't think I'm going to put many more pubs in, you know, because they're not really using this. The odd person is now and again, but like alcohol addiction is almost zero. Same with the government loyalty. We need a radio station for that though, or a TV station. Can't afford that yet because it's like, how much are they to buy? 618,000. Okay. I suppose if I don't buy anything and save up for 6 months, I might just be able to afford it. No, yeah, that'll get that later. Let's get this brick factory in place. Oh yeah, what I do want to do is I want to redo this. I'll let the money go back up a little bit first, but I want to redo this so it's neater. Get that bus stop facing the other way around, so it can throughput a little bit easier. Before I do that though, start getting some things planned out. Hang on, are my construction offices turned off? Yes, they are working on that road. this road down here, which is nearly finished. Yeah, I'm not going to have them build the bridge just yet either. I'll wait till I get my brick factory before I get that bridge in. I'm not going over the river just yet anyway. I just wanted that in place, just ready for when I do start planning for the oil. Right, I was thinking of putting the brick factory up here, and the reason being is because I can get passengers from this bus stop then, and the coal's right here anyway, so it does mean it's going to be a bit of a longer trek for the trucks to come and get bricks when they need them. But yeah, that's only a bit of a pain for me really, while I'm doing the time lapses. Yeah. I'm going to start giving me grief now. Get a bit of this flattened out. On a road over here, please. Get that booked in. Right, can I get a footpath under here? Yeah. Get that paid for. Right, I'm going to leave that open, and then when I do start the construction, people will go and start working on it as well. Now I want to leave room to get the other conveyor out of here as well, so we need medium open storage, need the road the other side. Oh no, don't pay for it. Make sure that connects up. Now I'm just in two minds to whether to put a... I don't think I need an engine tower here. Pretty sure they'll just take the coal. It's only when you've got storage to storage. If you put storage directly to another storage, it won't work. But if you put an engine transfer in between them, it will. That's something I discovered. Now I want to leave room here, and then we've got that other... I can get engine transfers coming down here, because we're going to put the cement factory and move the concrete plant up here. Have them on this side. I'm not going to do them until I've got people up here and I'm starting taking the workers from up here. It's going dark. At the moment I've got far too many buses coming into this bus platform, and it's been a bit of a problem. Traffic getting stuck and stuff. I did use that waypoint, and I've made sure any trucks that are going through this way are now going up that road, and they're not taking a shortcut up here. There's only buses going up there now and again. They are getting a little bit slowed up with the farm traffic from time to time, but there's not that many junctions on the road, so they do overtake pretty quickly anyway. Come on, daylight. Yeah, so I want to put another bus stop in over this side of town, and then the bus is going up to the meat processing up here, the cattle farm. They can come from this side of town. That'll alleviate some more traffic off that. I've got one bus coming from the clothing factory up there, so I can swap that to here once I've got some more residential area. Once I've got some more housing in down here, and there's a few more people at this bus stop, then I can take that other bus off, and once I've got people up here I can stop the construction crews from using it, so that should be fine. Hopefully eventually. There's just been a bit of a problem lately with loads of buses coming in at the same time, causing traffic jams. Right, we're back on daylight. Okay, let's get a road coming off here. Now, yeah, I'm going to do it down there like that. I should leave enough room for any power cables coming out of here, and I can get the conveyors across there, leave room for an engine transfer in the middle, and then get the coal out to the cement plant. Now then, did I... oh yeah. Just making sure there was a electrical connection. Just thinking, to finish that road, I might actually get them starting. As well, we're getting some of the town planned out. I'm going to get them started on these roads, so they can do this one and they can do this one. Tell them to do the same. That road in there. I'm just going to close them for now. Right, while they're doing that, we'll go and plan out some more down here. Now, I want a school here. Oh yeah, them electric cables are in the way. Just pause it a second. Get auto purchase on. We'll bring this down here alongside the university. Get it on this side of the road, because I'm not going to build anything over this side of the road, I don't think. Let's get that in, make sure we've got power. We've got the power. Right. Now then, I want a school. What's that? That's a football pitch. Right, I'll leave that there. School, leave room for some footpaths. Pause. If. Stop it. Didn't mean to do that. Half built the school. Right. Now I do want these. I want the footpaths on auto. Because of the, well, I say it nearly every episode, the amount of time they take. Let's get that going across there. Right, now I just want to see what range this shopping centre's got. A great deal more. I reckon I can get some houses here though. Now I want brick ones, seeing as building a brick factory. I'm not going to get two of them in there. I could if I rotate them. Just try and squeeze it in as far as I can. We're still on pause now. Oh, damn it. Some of this flattened out. No, that footpath's in the way. No, oh, saw it then. Well, I saw you flash. Bit tight up to that one, but I don't generally like doing them that close to one another. I like to give them a little bit of room. I don't think they're going to get that footpath out of there anyway. I don't need these connecting up to this road on this side. Just need them to be able to get out that side. Oh, I wonder if I can get a little block of flats in there. I'll prefab the little ones. I've got these ones. It's too big. No, that's not going to go in. Saw you. How many do these? 43. Yeah, go on. Stick one of them in there. Just realised something. Yeah, these paths need paying for. Didn't do it. The reason, well, yeah, it takes so long, as I keep saying. Not only that, we're just out of reach of the construction offices here as well, so for the auto searching, so I would have had to manually assign the footpaths anyway, but they're only a few hundred rubles. Right, now I want a train station down here. I want it to be able to reach the university. I was thinking of having it sort of back here. Now I do need to get a bus stop in here somewhere as well. Maybe if I put the bus stop in first it might be an idea. No, not a platform. I'm not using bus platforms because I've always had trouble with them. I think I'm going to have one there. Maybe if I put the train station in that way, I can loop the tracks around a bit more, give me a bit more building room. Train's not going to go any further than this. There's nowhere to go. Just rotate that a little bit more. No, forgetting which buttons. Pressing the wrong buttons here. Thinking maybe. I'm thinking about where the road is going to connect up there. Just thinking about if I can get the road connected up from this. There's a bit of a hill on that though. Bean crossing not allowed. That's gone in, that's fine. Right, so this road needs to come up here. I was thinking, does this want to go? How far do I want to go with that? Not sure. I'm going to bring a road out from here anyway. Take that a bit further. Turn the corner back. Do that again. Right, let's get them booked in. there's room for housing along there. No, not even little ones. That's fine, I'll do them on this side of the road. Train tracks. We are going up a bit of a hill here. Thinking maybe to about there. Get a crossover junction in there. Let's just pause a second because I want to delete this cable. Otherwise it's not going to let me lower this land. Right, railways. I really want to go uphill. Maybe if I come from this end. Do that from that side. Hopefully it'll be a bit more amenable. Try to connect up to the road. Ah, okay. Undershot a little. Let's bring that back. Up there. Let's bring it back. Take it back to the corner. Oh. Get out a little bit and let's see if I can get that corner on it there. That's giving me a bit of a lump there. Cancel back to there, please. Now then, flatten that out. Still got a bit of a lumpy bumpy bit there. Maybe just kind of do that a little bit. That's better. Right. Let's get that booked in. I hate doing rail tracks. I was nervous because I think it's going to crash the game. It's not so bad anymore. It used to be terrible for it. I was hoping for a nice corner off there. Take it to about there and then bring another road in. Right, wonder if I've left enough room for that radio station to go in there. I'm not building it yet. It'll go in if I take that road out. About the television station. No, I'd have to remove that. Electrics. Maybe the radio station. No, I'm definitely not building it yet, but I might just put it in. Get it planned. Get a nicer corner on there. Turn that back a little bit more. Equipment, bed systems. Therapy. I'm having that if I can get it in. Can I squeeze it up a little bit more? Rotate it so it's a bit more flush with that road. Do we have it flush with the farm road on the outside? Or nearly there, come on. Right, you need 396 tonne of steel. Oh dear. Right, that's in place for future development. Yeah, excellent, yeah. I don't think I've built one of them before, have I? Now then, I'm wondering if it'll... I don't think it's going to allow me to do a crossover on a bend. Ooh. No, it's going to do funky. I'm not going to have constant trains coming in and out here anyway. There's going to be just one every now and again, so probably don't even need this big train platform. Gonna do me a crossover, please. It's kind of right. Yeah, I was just thinking about where I was going to put the depot. I was thinking about having it over here, because the steel mill's going to be up here, and then I can get the train construction yard up here and bring people in from Kilbroysk when I build that. For now though, I just want some more residential down this end. Get some of these flats in here. Some smaller ones in. Only all 41. What about these? These are all quite a few. Maybe if I go a bit further up. Once I can get a few of these in. A little setback there. If I knock that one back slightly as well. Just want to get rid of them road connections, otherwise it won't let me join the footpaths up to anything. Now then, yeah, can that on there. It's got a bit wiggly. Right, get these connected up. Need a footpath to there. We need one that side. I can afford some statues now as well, so I think it's time I got some statues in as well. Yeah, that was connected up. Oh, it's a tennis playground, yeah. Okay. Oh, you pillock. Press the wrong button. Press purchase. Thinking footpaths. I'm not going to auto-assigning all of these because we'll be here forever and a day. It takes long enough doing the speed builds as it is. Especially down this end. Because the construction office is so far away, it's like just watching 1 or 2 trucks going back and forward at a time sometimes. Like, come on, I'm waiting for 0.02 ton of bricks. Especially with all these dinky little bits of footpath. It'd be handy if you could have just a list of them. What do if I auto-assign the empty construction office to them? That would give me a list. But should have paused this. How long have we been recording for? Half an hour, right. Oh, footpaths, footpaths. Many more. Many more. Sorry about this. I pressed the wrong blinking button. Right. Now then, are you within walking distance? Yes. I don't know if it was in walking distance of the train station, university. Now then, squeeze. I've got a funny feeling. Damn it! I forgot to reconnect the electric up. Oops. I was just going to say I've got a funny feeling I've forgotten something. Sorry folks. Right, these won't go in. I wonder if I need to flatten this land out a little bit. Just give it a good sort of general smoothing. I don't want that little one, they're too small. Let's get one of them in there. Let's get another one in there. Maybe a couple of these. Ooh. Got facing this way. Should be within range of that shopping centre. Right, I was thinking school and a kindergarten here. Can I squeeze it in? I can if I remove that footpath. Got that back a bit there. Right, footpaths. Auto build. Let's get these ones paid for. Now comes the joyous bit of connecting up hundreds more. Do I complain a lot about footpaths? I feel like I complain a lot about footpaths. Right, to get the hospital connected up there. I think it's statues. Got nowhere near enough statues yet. Oh, one of them in there would have been nice. Excuse me, sorry. Get a Lenin. Lenin in. I get a Lenin in. One of these little ones. Why can't I build anything in there? I've loads of room. Little Lenin. Yeah, I even have a little Lenin. That's ridiculous. I think it's because it's on a slope. Right, we can get one of these in here. No, don't auto build. They're like 10 grand each or something. Have one of them on there somewhere. Red star here somewhere on the way in. Could maybe get it in if I alter a few of them footpaths. Yeah, I'll go and look at statues later. Need to get these hooked up so we can get these built. And there's loads of residential room for people. Take one up this side first. Do some sports facilities as well, just while I think about it. Right, don't hit the wrong button this time. Make sure you pay for these. Take that down there. That's a statue there, right? So across there. Let's get some connected up to there. I don't need them ones. Need some of these off here. Let's buy them. 15 grand. Let's wait while the game has a freeze frame moment. Sports facilities. Let's squeeze these in wherever we can. We can get one there. And get one there. Leaving enough room to get a footpath out to them buildings. Put some up there, no. Maybe squeeze a tennis court in there. Nope. Have a couple down there. whiz them across. Right, get that across there. And get them to board. Right, I reckon that's plenty of housing. Should definitely be within walking distance of the shopping centre, yeah. Ah, those aren't. Right. Possibly because I need a footpath coming across here somewhere. Let's try that. They're not far off. They're having to walk around there, so maybe if we was to get a footpath a bit more across the front of this. There we go, got them. Right, so they can definitely reach the shopping centre now. Ah, oh yeah, that one can. That's the back entrance to that one, right. Only just. Let's turn that off. A few bushes around the place. Get a few beech trees up the back here. And a few in there for good luck. Right. So that's. So we've got a train station there. We've got plenty of housing around here. More here. They can all reach that shopping centre. We've got school and kindergarten there. School, kindergarten there, so they should be able to cover those. Schools and kindergartens down here for that side of town. So there's room for some more housing here. But I would need another shopping centre. I don't know, I reckon I could definitely get some more housing in on this side. We want brick. A couple of these. What's that connected to? What's this? Oh, it's the kindergarten, right. Can only get one of them in there. Get some of these smaller ones in. Without moving that thinking cable again. Not these ones, get two of them in there. Footpath on that side. There. There. Oh, do. Get the in. Go on, go down that way then. That's a fair bit. I can't really put anything down here, fortunately, because it can't reach any shopping centres or anything. That's something we don't really have, is a cinema. Could maybe have a cinema here. And some sports facilities maybe at the back. I don't need to provide anything for the cinema apart from electricity. Ah, that's the point. Yeah, loads of stuff needs electricity down here. Put a cinema in. No, don't auto build. Now I need the road connecting up to the cinema. Otherwise they won't build it. Pretty sure cinema doesn't get built. Right, let's get that in there and see if we can't get that road connected up. Yeah. Cancel them footpaths because we don't need them. Quick citizens, please get a couple of football grounds in around the place. One there. And a couple over this side. Right, we'll pay for the footpathing. Out a little bit. Take it up to there. I've got to have left room for some statues around here. To get all these hooked up. I think they really need to be hooked up on that side, but we'll do them anyway. Get that hooked up there. Get rid of that one. To there. Although that just has broken that road in two, which is not very good because that means it's 2 jobs to finish it. How long have I been going? Nearly 50 minutes now. Right, I'm going to jump into a speed build in a second. I just want to get the power in. Fortunately, we have a transformer right here. Right, now then everything down there is powered, it's just stuff up this side. Just want to see... Now he's getting power from here. Yeah, they should reach that one, so it's just this side. Who's having it on this side of the road? Let's try about... No, we are faced the right way around. Come on, what infrastructure? Try flattening that out a little bit. Struggling to build it there. Right, I'm just hoping that that train station is covered by that other substation. You'll find out momentarily. Not like that, we won't. Where's the substation? It's there. Yeah, that'll cover them. Surely. Right. Where did I put the bus stop? Bus stop's there. Okay. I'm getting confused already. Right, the bus stop's there, that's fine. We've got a road going out, yeah. So that bypass having to go through town for the buses. Yeah, I think that'll do for one episode. I've built loads there. Right, I'm going to get this done first, like I said. Then I'll move this crew down to this location, and then I'll start getting things built down here. So I'm going to jump into a speed build, and I'll see you on the other side. Right, so Pedansk has grown quite a lot. Let me just turn my speakers down a little bit. Yes, and I've built a radio station, which I said I wasn't going to do, but I had enough money. It was fine. I managed to get it done easily enough. Yeah, there's something rather interesting happened. I've set it, I'll get to that in a minute. I've set this to 50-50 at the moment on culture and propaganda, just so we can increase the government loyalty, as it's really low. The only thing that I need changing is this, and it's started going up ever so slightly. So hopefully that'll increase, and later on when we get a TV station, that'll boost that as well. Health is pretty good. Good with the clothing, good with the food, good with the sports and everything. Religious needs are dropping, alcohol is barely minimum, culture's increasing slightly. There's something that's I've been kind of looking at and wondering why I've been getting so many escapees. I mean, since the start I've had over 1100 in 9 years. Now I don't normally get that many, especially when I'm providing all the resources for them, but something interesting, these other towns, at the start of this game, at the start of this series, I went and emptied these towns. Not the little ones, they're still the same. Now, the number of people on the map has been increasing, so going back several episodes, when the population was down to around 2,000 or something, there was about 150 more on the map than there was in the town, but now there's over 1,000 more, and I thought maybe that the people in these little houses out in the country were maybe getting a bit jiggy and having babies. That's what I thought. I thought they were multiplying. That's not the case. They're not. I didn't think they did, and I was a little bit thrown by it. What I've since discovered is, however, in these towns, these houses that I've previously completely emptied now have people in them, and the people in them are all university educated. So that means that when we ran out of housing in Pedansk, they were actually moving back into these little towns, and I think that's why they're escaping. Because they're up here. Got them up here. Look, 16 university educated. Up here, university educated, all of them. 14 in that one. 16. Another 14. Wonder if there's any over the other side of the map. Yep. 10, 12. Right, and that's pretty much the opposite corner of the map, so that's well over 10 kilometers away. I don't even know how they've got there. Yeah, right the way over the other side of the map. So people have actually moved back out of Pedansk and moved into those little towns again. Just 1 second. Oops. Yeah, the electric, if you press pause and then restart again, all the lights go out. That's happened since the last update. You might have noticed it on the videos a few times and probably thought the electric was going or something. Yeah, so it's weird about those people moving out. I don't know whether it's anything to do with the fact that I've made them up myself, or whether it's actually happened before. Now then, there was only 12 in there then. See, now there's less already. Now these had 16. They have 16. They've got 15. Yeah, they had 16 in before. Those had 14. These other ones had 12 in them. Smaller ones, which have only got 9 in them now. So yeah, people are leaving. Right, I don't actually mind that too much. It's not really a problem, because I want to try and keep the population from growing as rapidly as possible. We are going to have quite a population surge in this town now because of all the empty housing. but I want to be careful on how much I actually grow the population as well, because if it gets up to 40 and 50,000, that's when the frame rate starts going, especially once you've got a lot of buildings and things around the place as well. Frame rate's perfectly fine at the moment, but yeah, later on in the game it starts to get pretty grindy. Right, so this train line's going to carry on. We're going to come to Kilbroysk on the next episode, I think, and start building up here. Like I say, I'm just going to leave these people. I'm just going to let them stay there, and if they're there when I get to the town, then they'll be happy. If they've left, they've left. I'll bring more people up. It's not going to be an issue because we've got absolutely tons of people down here now. Anyway, there's nearly 4,500 people in Gdansk, and we don't need that many there. Everything should be well stocked with staff. It's a farm. Now then, there's a couple of a couple of his comments I wanted to address. One of them was about the clothing factory. Actually, you can have two clothing factories connected to a fabric factory and it will work. The reason being is because a fabric factory will produce up to 5 tonne a day of fabric, and a clothing factory will only consume 2.4 tonne of fabric per day at maximum. So two clothing factories off one fabric factory does work. I've used that in not the last map, the one before I did it. The only thing was, I was producing quite a lot of clothing. I was buying in grain because one farm will not support two clothing factories and a fully stocked fabric factory. So that was costing me a lot of money, and the price of clothes was going down. I was exporting too much, and that's one of the things with this game. The mechanic of this game is supply and demand. If you supply excess goods more than a certain level, the price will go down over time. The more you sell, the cheaper the goods will become, and the less you sell, the price actually goes up. So if you can keep it to a certain level, clothes have been very, very gradually going up in price. However, the price of chemicals is going up, so the more chemicals I'm buying in, the less profit I'm making off the clothes. But as long as the price of clothes is still increasing, then I've still got a good profit margin. However, if I stick two clothing factories on there and export to a border which is only just up here, I'll drive that price down to the point where I won't be making that much out of them at all. So it isn't worth it. It isn't worth me having two clothing factories. I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking long term with the profits, and I know I've played this game quite a few times already. I've over 400 hours in this game now, and I've seen the prices dwindle. I've seen the prices dwindle to the point where I wasn't making any profit at all by importing certain raw materials and exporting them and relying them on to fuel my economy. And after 15-20 years, I weren't making any money. And I had absolutely loads and loads of trucks, and they were barely making anything. I think I drove fuel prices down so low that I was getting like 200 or 300 rubles a delivery or something at one point. Yeah, because I was just mass exporting, and I only did that a couple of times, and it's just, yeah, it's not the way I like to play the game at all. I'm aiming for self-sufficiency rather than making bundles of profit and then going spending it all buying things. Another comment was about the bus stops. Yes, I always undo the passengers and students. I always unclick them. Sometimes I don't quite do it on the video, and you will see loads of people go through once it's been built, but that's because I can only click on them once it's actually been built. And if I'm filming a build, you know, sometimes it's a couple of clips later I will have gone and clicked on it and stopped them, unless I actually want students. I might actually bring students down from, could do with another bus stop up here really, bring students down to go to the university as well. So yeah, that's something that's very easily overlooked. I forget this so many times, and I have to go and click on them again later. So yeah, it's definitely worth mentioning. What else was there? He asked about the borders. There is a rail connection at the border. I've got this one blocked off with a petrol station, but I'm not going to export by train. I can't afford to build a train line all the way out there. Not even, maybe if I sat back and waited 5 or 6 years or something, because it cost me a fortune to build that train line. This tunnel here is, I think, yeah, 493,000 for one, and I've got 2 tunnels on there. So they're both 493,000, so I would need 1,000,000 rubles just to pay for that tunnel. So yeah, not doing it. The train is going to be passengers only. I'm going to run a train from here up along here to a station here, to a station down here somewhere, up and around here, and then to another end station here, and we'll probably have another university down this end if we get that far. But yeah, that's the plan anyway. So I'm not going to be exporting by train. I don't need to do. I'm never going to export that kind of amount of goods. I basically just want to keep us in profit until I've got all the raw materials, and then I can just survive off maybe the odd truck here and there. I don't want hundreds and hundreds of trucks. I don't want loads of trains taking loads of goods out, because like I said, in the long term, unless you're actually providing all the raw materials yourself, and you're providing all the goods and all the citizens and all the needs of the citizens, then it's going to be costing you somewhere along the line. It's going to cost you money. You know, you need food and clothing to feed people. You need to have meat. You need to have, you know, electronics and things like that. You need to provide the transport. You need to provide the fuel. You've got to get everything out there. So yeah, the economics of the game, something you need to keep balanced. This idea of like what a lot of people do when they start the game is go and build an oil well right next to the border, and then have oil, keep forcing oil through the border constantly. It doesn't last. You know, give it 10-15 years and then go and have a look at how much money you're making off it. Probably won't be making hardly anything. I'm keeping an eye on my dinner at the moment. My dinner's cooking. Yeah, sorry about that. Right. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong in doing that if that's what you want to do, and then, you know, build up a few million rubles and then go and buy loads of buildings and not have to sit here for 2 or 3 hours watching them build everything. Then, you know, if that's the way you want to play the game, then that's how you play the game. You know, it's not the way I like to play the game, but then I'm recording these for, you know, these are my channel, and I'm doing it the way I like to play it. It doesn't necessarily mean it is the exact right way to play it. It's just the way I like to play it. So, like I said, I'm not bothered about the amount of money we've got in it. It is of little consequence to me as long as I can afford to build what I'm building. Like I said in previous episodes, I'm actually going to stop exporting. I'm going to stop exporting meat. I'm going to stop exporting food, and I'll probably just export clothing and alcohol for a little while. Once I get the steel mill up and running, do you know what? I don't think I'm actually going to export steel, even though it's a good profit maker, because this train line is going to take absolutely tons and tons and tons of steel. So, you know, what we're looking there is about 60 ton in just that bit. Those tunnels are probably going to take a heck of a lot. 60 ton in each of the tunnels. You know, by the time I get this train line built and get this steel mill, I'm gonna need, I don't know, 500-600 tons at least of steel to get this train line built. I'm definitely not paying for it. I mean, that's the thing. I could go and spend the money and pay for it and drive the price of steel up, and then go and sell the steel once we start producing it. And that is a good way of making profits. But like I said, I'm not about making profits with this. I'm about self-sufficiency. I want to provide everything myself. That's the whole thing about having a planned economy, is, you know, providing every need for your citizens, keeping them happy and having them do all the work and having them producing all the materials, everything. That's what my aim is with this game, is to not have to export anything at all if I can help it. I know I probably will have to do to buy vehicles if I need them, but once I get to a certain point, that's going to be it. It's going to be the whole thing done, if I can ever get that far. I'm sure there was more comments I wanted to mention, but I'm going to call it the end of this video because it's going to be a long one anyway. So hope you enjoyed this one. I shall be back really soon with another one, which I'm going to start the recording of very shortly. Yeah, I'm just recording the end bit of this one. I've got about 3 hours worth of footage to edit into the time lapse, into the speed build, so I'm hoping that's only going to be about 15-20 minutes long. That's took me a while to do. Right, alright, I'm calling it the end. Alright, thanks everybody, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.